this is just a slide about the evolution changed over time. So in the 90s, it started just as the yield management. So where we were just saying, okay, we're going to have lots of prices, and then we have to decide how much inventory to make available at which price. That was the yield management approach. So the airline said, okay, we've got 100 seats on our plane. So if I have on my flip chart, I'm very bad at drawing. Okay, so I'm going to draw a plane. It's not going to be very nice looking. So I'm just going to draw the belly of the plane without the wings. Okay, or maybe I'll add the wings. But because my husband it looks like a fish now, doesn't it? It doesn't really look like a plane at all. Maybe I need to do that. No, it looks even more like a fish, doesn't it? Never mind, we've got a plane, so ignore the wings part. Now, of course, we know here we have the pilots that sit in the front of the plane, and we've got all of this space, and we've got a number of seats. Let's imagine this is a plane that's flying from Geneva or Zurich to London, and these are all of the seats in the plane. Looks even more like a fish now, doesn't it, with the scales? Okay, never mind, that's my fish. Okay, so we've got all of these seats. And we have some toilets here, 2 toilets here, and we may have also 2 toilets in the back and the cabin area. Okay, so the yield management part is thinking, okay, we've got this plane that's flying from Geneva to London, and it's leaving at 9 AM on a Monday morning, and we've got to think about, okay, this is our capacity. Let's say we've got 200 seats. How do we maximise the revenue from these seats? Okay. And the first thing that airlines realised is, if we just have one price for the seats, that's going to be a price that is lower than a few of the people's willingness to pay that want to go from Geneva to London at 9 o'clock in the morning. It's going to be lower than they're willing to pay. It's a shame because we'd lose opportunity. On the other hand, some of our prices are going to be too high for some other people. They're going to be above some people's willingness to pay, so they're not maybe going to take the flight. So they said, okay, how can we have lots of different prices for our seats? So the first thing they did, of course, is they had a little curtain. They have a little separator here now, don't they? And the interesting thing about this separator is it's mobile. Okay? So here, now if we have a separator here, we can call this business class, and we can call this economy class. Wonderful. So for those people that have a high willingness to pay, we'll sell them those seats. Are they going to be willing to just buy the same seat as the others? Well, actually it's interesting, isn't it? The seats, why are the seats, the business class, why is it always at the front of the plane? Why is it always here in the front? Why do, my husband, when we fly EasyJet, he always wants to sit on the front seat, on the front row. I don't know why. Why is that? Why is this part always the business class? Why is business class never at the back of the plane, for example?
Because you get recognized as something more important.
Absolutely. So if we have, this is the door to the plane, all of the passengers are coming in, and then they're walking down the aisle to the economy section. Of course, let business class people go on first, so they can already be sitting in their seat, and they will be recognized by these people moving through their business class. Okay, so that's already important. People like that, and they like to pay more for that. It makes them feel more special. That's why in hotels we need to think about, in the breakfast area, for example, we need to think about having different areas for our customers so that everybody can see that we have certain customers in the VIP area versus other customers in the not so VIP area. And that's something nice for people. It helps people feel more special. A lot of hotels in the 80s and 90s came up with executive floor. But the problem with an executive floor is that everybody that's in goes to, you have this executive lounge. The trouble with an executive lounge is that everybody are executives. And you don't have anybody who's not an executive that can see you, right? So maybe we need an executive lounge with transparent walls or something, I don't know. Because it is important for us to recognise each other as special and executives, but it is important for people, not everybody, but for some people also to be seen by others, to be special. Anyway, okay, so today airlines have even another way. What's another way that airlines actually increase their revenue from, for example, the economy seats? What have you seen when you've been booking your flights? So they can increase revenue by having different prices. All right. But they also have different prices, of course, we said over time. The earlier you book, the lower the price. Okay. So what they actually do is they forecast how many people are going to be coming at the last minute, buying the flight, willing to pay the highest prices, and they save those seats for those people that are going to be coming with the highest willingness to pay. And then they think about, okay, how can we then now sell all of the other seats? Because they want every seat to be occupied. They don't want to fly with empty seats. So what else can we do here?
Sometimes they calculate empty seats because you can pay extra. I think it's Swiss doing that, and the seat next to you stays empty.
So here we have 3 seats. Sometimes you pay, the middle seat stays empty. Okay, so you can pay a little bit extra for that seat to stay empty. Wow, that's really interesting, isn't it? Why would you do that? Why would you pay for the seat next to you to be empty? In this seminar, maybe I could have asked you to pay more for the seat next to you to be empty. Okay, that might not work in this seminar. But why would you pay for that on a flight?
You have more space,
You have more space,
more privacy.
maybe more privacy, and also maybe you had an experience where somebody, you were sitting here where you were given the middle seat, first of all, you know you won't be given it. If the seat next to you has to be stayed empty, you know you won't get that middle seat. And we all know, for everybody, it's a nightmare to get that middle seat. Especially if you have someone really big on the left and on the right. Okay, and if you're on a long haul flight, it's even worse because you can't get out to go to the toilet and things without disturbing other people. And that's also something that people don't like much. Okay, so there's that middle seat, but also you can pay more to have the aisle seat. You can pay more to be able to choose your seat in advance and have the window seat. But you can also buy flexible and non-flexible products. Okay, so if you buy in advance, you can pay to be a little bit more to be able to cancel or change your flight at the last minute, or you can pay less, and if you can't take the flight, then you lose the flight and you can't get any refund. Okay, so there's lots of ways, and that's the yield management part of it. Then, of course, that was in the late 80s, early 90s, and we'll have a break in a moment. But then, of course, we had the internet came along, and then we had all of those online channels, and we had the whole, oh my God, we're going to sell inventory, and how do we manage that? And then technology was kind of lagging behind. So we needed to have somebody in charge of the online channels and channel management, and the whole distribution piece. So that suddenly fell under the revenue management umbrella as well. So we had the yield management and the channel management by the end of the 90s. Then from the year 2000, let's say the last 5 years, we've had all of these social media sites. We've had TripAdvisor. Do you know when TripAdvisor was invented, created? When it emerged? When it was founded? It's not that long ago. I can't tell you the exact year, but I remember the first time that I saw it, and it was maybe 2006. I have to go and check on that, but it wasn't a long time ago. But since TripAdvisor came along, since customers could go online and put comments and reviews, and our bloggers, we had all of those bloggers as well, talking about the business, well then the customer relationship management part has now become also, managing, optimizing those online reviews is also now falls under the revenue management manager's umbrella. Okay, so it's kind of growing. So it's a concept that is new. It's evolving, and it hasn't stopped evolving. It's still going to grow and change in the next years. And the next circle is going to be total revenue management, because until now, airlines have just been optimizing revenue on their core, on their seats, hotels on their rooms, cruise ships on their cabins, but in the future it's going to be, okay, how can we think about our wellness, our conference space, our bars, our restaurant, and our rooms, and maximize the total revenue from all of the space, the commercial space that we have. That's going to be the next level. Not possible today because the technology can't really help us to do that, but technology is evolving very quickly, and I think in 1 year we're going to have revenue management systems that will allow us to do total revenue management. So it's exciting, a new topic, a new area for us to develop in. Good, that's just another view of things. Just as a last thing before we have a little bit of a break. So we've got the core revenue management processes, demand modelling. So we've got to think about what products do we need to make available, in order to capture the demand. We've got to forecast, so we decide how many products to make available at what time. We've got to optimize, so we're going to think about our overbooking as well, which is going to bring an additional amount of extra revenue. Our controls, controlling what revenue, which inventory is available via which channel at what time, which then links to the distribution channel management. We then have those other things, total revenue management, strategy, of course, thinking about competition, what competition is doing, our pricing, how we should set our prices versus our competitors, and of course the customer relationship management piece. This comes from an article which is available online as well if you want to read more